Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm your host, Isaiah, and I'm here with the rest of the Anime Club to discuss a bunch of different series. Because today we are going to be talking about just the world of anime and manga and all that fun stuff. No tier list today. We're just going to have a really good discussion. I'm very excited. We're going to be talking about specifically One Piece, Black Clover, My Hero Academia. I am here, like usual, with Josh Sanchez.
What's going on, everybody? So much to talk about this podcast. Can't wait.
I'm here with Noah.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
I'm here with Cheyenne.
I needed waterproof mascara, you guys.
And then I'm here with Ryan.
What's up?
So we have a lot to talk about. Three, like I said, three specific series. It's been like what 2 weeks since we last met because everybody's here been busy. We have a lot of people, so obviously it's a lot to manage. Josh, what has interested you before we get into it? Even if outside the three series that we've spoken about, what has been really catching your eye in terms of anime and manga?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like the manga's in a really great spot overall. Anime in general is in a great spot. I mean, My Hero, you're getting a little like post like that whole war, what was going on, and now the Hero Society's all messed up. I kind of like the direction it's going in. Black Clover, you got all the Dark Triad, and everyone's battling that. I mean, Boruto, we're about to see Naruto's Byron mode in the anime. So, like, there's so much. One Piece, we got Luffy, Kaido, we're getting Sanji King, all that stuff. So, it's like so much stuff is happening in the manga, anime, and I'm excited. That's why we're talking about three different ones today. There's just so much to talk about.
I mean, without putting out spoil, no one cares about if I talk about Boruto, right? No,
No, not really.
Is it? I think Ryan told me about this. This is the thing about Jiraiya. That's a legit thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just a clone of him, though.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay,
like
okay.
actually him.
Okay.
He was mad.
Nah,
Noah, what's been catching you in terms of series?
Catching me. I mean, besides the three we're gonna talk about, I read like I don't know if you guys have read like Kaiju number 8, and I read Solo Leveling
Hey.
weekly. But other than that, I keep it on those three. I read Reincarnated as a Slime too.
Okay. All right. And then Cheyenne, I know you just went to an anime con. Has anything been catching up with you in terms of series?
Oh my god, I was able to like read Zatch Bell for the first time in a long time. So that was really cool. I forgot how much of a like asshole Kia was. Other than that, I've been reading a lot of what's it called? Like, you know, those Korean comics that are like literally handmade by the artists and everything.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of those and like a lot of the villainess reincarnates and she's gonna rule the world. And like, I think my favorite right now is that like one girl, she reincarnated as like the secret devil, but like she knows it and she doesn't want to be like above the demon lord, but everyone keeps trying her patience.
Oh wow.
Like, y'all about to manifest it yourselves. So yeah, I've been really into that, and of course, My Hero Academia.
All right, and then Ryan, how about you?
I've got One Piece, Black Clover, Doctor Stone, Solo Leveling, and Jujutsu Kaisen Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm really hyped on Chainsaw Man. I think that's going to be the biggest anime in the next like year or two.
Chainsaw Man.
All right,
That is one of the
Yeah, I
best
read
manga
Chainsaw
I've
Man.
ever read.
nice. And then lastly, for me, obviously, I've been keeping up with the stuff I usually read, but like I did read the Bleach new chapter that they did recently. I like that. That was cool. It was fun to see all the characters again. But yeah. So like I said, we're gonna just talk about some anime, some manga specifically, because there has been a lot going on in that world. We're gonna start out with One Piece. Spoiler alert for anyone who has not read it and wants to wait until the actual chapter drops on Sunday, I believe. Yeah, this is your warning. Get out. All right, but anyway, So we basically got chapter 123 with One Piece. The last 2 weeks has been very Sanji, Zoro focused. Because Luffy's still down for the count. I mean, he's just now getting up, as we saw. But there's just a lot of stuff going on. Ryan, what's really like interesting you so far in One Piece? Because like I said, we haven't really spoken about One Piece in like 2 weeks.
We're getting a lot of low-key lore drops, right? Because we're getting things about King's race. We're getting things about maybe what's with Jerma and Vegapunk. Queen's been like teasing us a lot in the past 2 chapters, being like, "Hey, you know this? I know this," and we're just waiting for him to like say something bigger.
Yeah, I've noticed Queen seems to be involved in like a lot of important stuff in regards to like some secret science association or all this stuff. And obviously, I mean, we're starting to finally get like hints of like what King is, like his race and all this stuff. And it seems like he's involved with a couple other things. So I really think that Oda's starting to lay down the foundation for this One Piece backstory they're about to get in regards to Kaido. Like we saw some things in regards to someone who looks like Zoro, assuming that's his dad. Obviously, like everyone thought that Zoro had origins in Wano, so it looks like we're going to get that treatment just like we had Sanji had that treatment in Whole Cake. So it's a very exciting time. It looks like we're about to start seeing Luffy get back on the rooftop. Momo aged up. Josh, how do you feel about all that stuff right now?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. I like it. I knew they had to do something with Momo. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I mean, there's no way him as a kid would have been able to take down anything. But I mean, as you see in the newest chapter, like his new dragon form as well. I tried to do some reading on it, but it was apparently the devil fruit that he ate. Like Kaido thought it was like a mistake or something. There's a couple of theories on like this Facebook group page that I just been reading and stuff. But I wanted to get you guys' opinions on everything that from the chapter, from Zoro, Sanji to everything. Because I mean, like you said, Isaiah, Queen mentioned a lot about like Germa and all that stuff too. So it's like, how do you guys feel overall? Like what's like one thing that really took away from you guys in this chapter, or even in the previous chapters?
I mean, I can say at least for me that it seems like we're honestly about to cross over into the next act finally, now that we just got rid of all the flying six minus Drake, obviously, and it seems like we're going to be closing the chapter in King and Queen sooner rather than later, and Jack, I forgot Jack too. So it seems like we're finally going to start getting to the main threats, which is Big Mom and Kaido again finally. I don't know still how they're going to handle the whole Big Mom situation. I am very I'm very optimistic about that, because I'm still a believer that Killer needs to die in order to get like the true kid. I really think that we're not going to get Kid's like true power until he gets like some shock or something, and that's gonna, like, we saw Luffy get that shock once Ace and die. Like, he needs that motivation. So like I want to see that what Oda's going to do with Kid and Law, because honestly after this, I'm assuming after this the contract between Law and Luffy is dead. It's over. So he's going to be an individual pirate again. I'm assuming other than the Will of D, there's not much to in the Immortal Surgery. There's not much to work with Law. So I don't know what we're doing there, but there's just so much to still unfold. The Onikashima is still floating. How are they going to take down Kaido? Is Yamato going to be defeated? Is Yamato joining the crew? There's so much, I don't know. There's so much going on. So, I mean, Noah, what's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, like you said, there's so much going on. Like, where do you even begin? And I mean, Oda blessed us with a very long chapter this week, almost double like the length of usual. So, I mean, he gave us a lot of information to really talk about. Like Ryan was talking about, like starting off with King, like right in the beginning of the chapter, they're talking about like Marco's like reminiscing about the red line. But what I thought was weird, like he was describing like him listening to Whitebeard. Whitebeard was talking about like ancient times, but how old is King? King can't be old, can't be from like before Mary Joie was put up on the red line, you know what I mean? So like where is this race? Is he really the last one? Or is, like what's going on? I mean, the Germa, there's just so much going on. I mean, you could talk for hours about it.
Mm-hmm. And also I will say there's still opening for like Marines to show up. There's still an opening for like just I don't know if they're going to keep Kinemon dead, and like there's just like, because Oda likes to fake people's deaths and all that stuff, so it's just like I really don't know what we're in for. I'm actually really hoping though that we do get a Kaido backstory and it gets the same treatment as like the Odin backstory did, where it's like chapters of just like building, and just like I want to see Rocks content, I want to see early Wano content, I want to see Yamato content. There's so much that I want to see. So I'm very excited. I was scared for a little bit that he was going to rush into things a little bit, but it's starting to see that he's slowing down his pace again, and we're finally starting to see some on-screen fights, because he was off-screening a lot. And I mean, to be fair, he did off-screen the Marco situation, so it's like I want to see what's going on. Real quick, I do have a question, Ryan, because I know you said so you do think Marco's still going to go on the rooftop. I'm not sure. I was with that. I'm not sure anymore though, because Sanji and Zoro are looking like they're almost on the path to surpass Marco. And to be fair, he's out of his element. He hasn't been fighting. He's older now. But do you still feel like that theory is a possibility?
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with that Marco's not as strong as Sanji and Zoro. I think it's more that Oda likes to base a lot of his things off of like mythology and legends, and I think he's going to stick to that because Luffy, Yamato, Momo are going to be up there. So why not complete that and have Marco up there as well?
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think so. The quote that really stuck to me though in the chapters was, he was like, you got to pave way for like the next generation and stuff. I really felt I think Oda did a really good job with having Marco as the person to speak it, because Marco was the first commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, that. So hearing him say that about Sanji and Zoro in the previous chapter before this week, I kind of side with Isaiah a little bit towards that one, because I was just like, it's just like that quote. You say certain things, it's like, like, all right, like my time here is done. Now it's time for the new generation to come up. So I that's how I took it when the whole like Marco, when Marco said that quote, it really just hit me home. I was like, damn, like he's really just speaking up highly for the next generation, So. And I do agree with you, Isaiah, too. And I'm siding towards you a little bit, just because you saw what happened. He got pretty effed up against Queen and King, So whereas Sanji was still, and I think that's something that's not getting talked about enough, because I've listened to a couple of YouTubers and stuff about how Sanji was able to handle his own against both of them while Zoro was recovering.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to ask you guys a question about.
Oh, can I say something on what we were just talking about? I think like on what Ryan was saying about like Oda like always saying with like mythology. I think like he does stay accurate, but like to a certain extent, like because he doesn't want it to be too predictable. I feel like I feel like maybe I'm thinking too deep, but for me, I feel like Marco helping Zoro and Sanji is kind of the same instance of him like being there for Luffy and like being there for Luffy, Momo in the same sense, because like I don't know, at least that's how like I would think about it if like just spitballing different ideas here.
I think that actually this just came to my mind, maybe like because they need someone up there to heal them. Yamato might get pretty messed up, so Marco could just fly up there. He's a doctor, right? Like
yeah, that's that too. Yeah, I was thinking you just throw some flames on him.
Flames.
Can we talk about wait the most pointless fight in the series right now is Raizo and Fuji, whatever his name is.
That's
yeah. And then Josh, you got it. I just had to say that, like, why are these bull getting one? Like, they're just wasting the panel for a second. Like, they're just having this pointless dialogue about nothing. Anyways, all right, go ahead, Josh.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk to you guys about like the main point is the whole Straw Hats crew now, because now you've seen them take on each of like a Flying Six member. I wanted to get your overall opinions about the Flying Six, because I know they were hyped up a lot. A lot of people were talking about them for a while, like who are these guys, how strong they are. So that's my first question, is how do you feel overall about them, and then also about the Straw Hats as well, just because again, like each Straw Hat had their moment against them. So I just wanted to know, how did you guys feel about them?
First of all, Nico Robin, I totally forgot about it. Thank God that she got the respect she deserved, because oh my gosh, she got gassed up so crazy. I mean, Frankie, he didn't really get buffs, but I mean, whatever. I mean, that was the most boring.
It was a
fight, in my
Frankie.
opinion.
Frankie's never gonna be
Yeah.
a classy fight. You know what I'm saying? Frankie's just gonna get the dirty work done and
Like,
clean his hands off.
Oh man, I was so bored. Like,
His upgrades will just be
he
like
does.
more robot parts.
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
I want to know,
More durable.
where are these Kaido killing weapons that they were hyping up? Like, they were hyping up these weapons that he was working on. Where are they at? Like,
It's
I
the
need to
mini
know that.
Mary.
Right?
Yeah,
Something like
Mini
that. I
Mary's
don't
about to
know.
pull up.
But you know, I'm more than the upgrades that the Straw Hats got this arc that obviously they need to perfect, and they're very sloppy with them still. It is a good sign, because I was like, how are the Straw Hats competing at this point? But I can see a path now. I am curious. I mean, I'm assuming Usopp's going to get a power up whenever he sees either when he sees his dad or when he goes to Elbaf, one or the other. But I mean, obviously, I do feel like we're going to get another Straw Hat leaving Wano. I don't feel like it's going to be Momo, just because he's about to get gassed up and be in a huge fight. There was a small chance for it. I do feel like there's only two. I mean, Carrot's still an option, but I'm personally I'm off that boat. Like, I don't think Carrot's going to be on anymore. She's not really getting screen time. I think really the two contenders at this point is either Otama or Yamato. I'm still team Yamato. I remember speaking to Ryan about it. He is leaning more towards Otama. He actually has a good reason. He could talk about it in a second. But I'm still I'm waiting for this backstory to see what the deal is with Yamato before I make my final decision. But I do feel like Yamato is going to be something we're going to get. But you know, Ryan's case is actually really good as well. If he wants to speak on
My
it.
case for Otama or against Yamato or both?
Both. Yeah,
Okay.
both.
So for Otama, I feel like Luffy's going to have this obligation to take her with, because like finish what Ace started. She was waiting for him for so long. Luffy shows up. She tells him that she was waiting for his brother. And he's like, well, shit, now what? And she wants to go out. She does. And I think that Luffy will take her. She has done a lot for this fight as well. I think she's proven that even though she's just a little kid, she can do some things. And for cases against Yamato, I think that she's going to feel this duty towards Momo at the end of the day. I know right now that he wants to go out to sea, but I don't see it continuing. I can't see Yamato leaving Wano at the end of this arc. Even though right now it looks like that, I don't think it's going to continue going that way.
No.
I have an argument for the Otama thing.
Okay.
Not an argument, but just my take on it. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Ace's mission there was to come back. He said he would promise to come back to kill Kaido. I thought that was his goal, and Luffy's fulfilling that goal.
And take Otama with.
But I think Luffy, like Shanks was when Shanks visited his town, I think he's gonna like tell her, like, look, like you're free now. Like, this is a safe space for you. Like, I can't be taking you on this journey I'm about to venture on. Like, I think Luffy's matured to that point where he's gonna be like, I'll come back. Like, I'll come back to this place, but there's no way that I can bring you with me.
Yeah, we might get that apprentice parallel though as well with Tama. With
who's their master though?
Buggy and Shanks were they didn't have a specific master. They were just apprentices on the ship.
True. And I mean, technically, I mean, we do need another girl on the crew. So I mean, Otama or Yamato both would be solving that issue. So I mean, I get it. It can go either way, honestly. I will say there is, and Ryan told me this too. It was an interesting theory that Otama is possibly Orochi's daughter. I'm like, huh. They have the same color hair. There's both would be outcast. It's an interesting thing. We'll get into that one day, but it's an interesting thing. So there is a lot that we can dip into in terms of Otama as a possible striker. Because I mean, I do know that one argument people did have against Yamato is that we haven't really gotten that much screen time with Yamato.
They're saving it.
Now, if that is a factor. We have been with Otama since the beginning of this arc, and we did have the whole thing with Ace now. So I can see a possibility. So that's why I'm like,
It's the classic build-up for a new character.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I see it.
I'm
I
half for
see
him.
it. I
I'm
definitely
just
see it.
also it would feel bad because it's like, all right, this whole thing is about freedom and ridding of like the beast pirate structure and stuff. Otama has like the beast pirates enslaved basically right now, with this super OP devil fruit right now, honestly, if I'm being honest. But it's complicated, but I will put Otama above Carrot because I was team Carrot for a little bit, but it's just like she's just falling off, honestly, if I'm being honest. She's falling off. She couldn't even finish Peril Sparrow with Wanda's help, so it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Peril Sparrow's like, honestly,
Don't
I
sleep
think
on
Peril
Peril Sparrow.
Sparrow's
Peril Sparrow's
stronger than
kinda
like
tough.
Smoothie at this point. Like
I
he's
still
shown
don't
more
think
than
he's
Smoothie.
done. I still don't think he's done.
I know. I mean, I guess we got
Like, how is he not a commander? Like,
Sparrow. I don't know.
it's
He's
weird.
out
Like, how
here.
is Smoothie a commander? She sucks.
You don't mess
Like,
around with Peril Sparrow.
it's ridiculous.
I
Like,
know. He's just different. I
like
guess.
Smoothie, how are you second commander? I'm. It's
Peril
above me,
Sparrow's
I don't
real
know.
second commander. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I hate Hawkins, by the way. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
that's One Piece. That, you know, we
The
can go
Toby
on
Ropo.
for a
Back to
while.
Josh's question.
Yeah.
Toby
My,
Ropo.
my question was more
I
about
got
how do you
you.
feel? How do you
Yeah.
feel? Because like obviously the Straw Hats new member, but
Yeah.
like how do you feel about them? Because I honestly think like even though their fights might not have been like Frankie's fight might not have been the most entertaining, but he's showing growth. You have Nico Robin, obviously, with her new form, she's showing growth. Like I really think that the Flying Six, I was disappointed with them. I expected more power wise,
I didn't
but
expect
also,
them to win,
but also though I felt like their role was to help the other Straw Hat members get stronger and show how much they have grown. Because I mean, remember, let's go back to Dressrosa. I mean, like that was Doflamingo's crew, and like they handled their own against them. Like we kind of knew that they were stronger than them, but now they're taking on Yonkos and their crew, you know. And it's like you're finally starting to see all of the Straw Hats get stronger to the point where they are all on a Yonko level, like squad. You know what I mean? So, and with Luffy being the leader, that's what another quote that really struck to me was when Sanji and Zoro were both saying like, "Hey, like, do you realize like with this moment, if we're able to handle our business, we can really pave the way for Luffy to become the next king of the pirates," you know? So that was some of the things. I just want to know how you guys feel about that as well. Not just the new the new crew.
I think the Toby Ropo, they have a lot of parallels back to the enemies they fought in Enies Lobby. They kind of existed to like give the crew some power-ups and stuff. But I do think the Toby Ropo are more interesting than the Enies Lobby opponents. Like I think Ulti and Page 1 are very fun to watch, especially in the anime. The voice acting really elevates that. And Who's Who gave us a lot. Who's Who gave us a lot about the origins of Luffy.
I did like Who's Who. I thought Who's Who was honestly great for the story. We're obviously not done with Who's Who because he has some sort of connection in regards to Luffy's Devil Fruit, Shanks. He was in the CP unit and all that stuff. We have a lot to still work with Who's Who. But Black Maria, honestly, great villain. I loved Black Maria a lot, actually, more than I thought I would. Black Maria was fun. Like Ryan said, Page 1 was great. Suzaki, he was boring.
I forgot about him.
He was very boring. Like the Triceratops copter, that was sucked. No hockey.
Yeah.
How was he? I don't understand how he's in that position. Like I would expect like Apu or Hawkins to be in that position before Suzaki. He was completely disappointment. But the rest of them I liked them. Even if Page 1 did suck, he had a purpose and he played it. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. I like the Flying Six were great.
Yeah, no. How do you feel about the Flying Six? I know you just got back.
Yeah, my bad. It's pouring outside, so my garage door was open. I think the Flying Six were great. I mean, I think it was just another case of people like. I think people just criminally underrate the Straw Hats, and I think it's just been so long that we've seen like one-on-one fights for everybody that people are like, And that's why everybody's so surprised. But like, obviously, like, why wouldn't Robin know Fishman karate? Like, why wouldn't she? Obviously, she should obviously have learned that while she was there. You know what I'm saying? And like, why wouldn't Chopper get tips from Caesar? As like goofy as he is, you know what I'm saying? Caesar is like such a middleman. Like he was like, fuck it, I just want to experiment on shit. Like if you're willing to work with me, let's work together. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't care. So it's like, I think everybody, and like Jinbei, all these people, like, I think it just was another instance of people sleeping on the Straw Hats. And just like in Enies Lobby, it kind of like the parallels, like all their combatants, they like slept on the Straw Hats. They're like, oh, they'll never get out of here, this and that. And then one after another, everybody drops. And the same thing. They were like, oh, we got the numbers. And then everybody starts dropping. Like it's the same. It's amazing. I mean, you know, Oda's just a genius. You know, he lines them up, he knocks them down every time.
Real quick to say, the word numbers just trickle me. The numbers suck, by the way.
They
The
do.
numbers
They're the worst.
They were
completely
terrible.
sucked.
Pointless.
Like that was so overhyped. The numbers were hyped to be like some crazy like monster demon looking things.
Yeah,
And they
like
just look like
mountain
regular
moving,
people.
like demons, like
They just look like
destroying
regular
towns.
people. I'm like, what are y'all
They look
hyping this
stupid.
up for? Like
They
ha
look,
cha cha. I'm like, no. But ugh, God. But I will say the Flying Six did do a great thing for me where there was a conversation that it was like, should the Straw Hats minus the top the monster trio, Jinbei and Usopp, do they need hockey to compete? And I honestly think that this show they don't need it. They really don't need hockey. Robin specifically, I'm still confused what the heck she was doing, but Robin doesn't need it. Nami, I don't think she needs it. She's not really a fighter. She's more of like a backlines person. But if she can hold her own now that she has the power of a Yonko, and then literally Usopp, he's gonna get his time at some point. Chopper, he's not a fighter. I don't expect him to be like some huge thing unless you give him like another unless Monster Point really isn't his awakening and like maybe there's a bigger version than what he has right now. Like I think I'm satisfied with where we're at with the Straw Hats right now. We still have a lot to learn with them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I guess we could start moving on to the next series. Cheyenne stepped away. We can get her thoughts on this because this is honestly Cheyenne's expertise. But Josh, you want to talk about My Hero for a little bit? What's going on in the world of My Hero, Josh?
Well, yeah. Before I get started with that, is there any closing remarks that you guys wanted to talk about with One Piece? Because I mean, I know Cheyenne really wants to talk about My Hero. So I mean,
oh yeah, we can wait on that, but I'm enjoying it, bro.
Watch and read One Piece.
True.
Yeah, I heard the anime is fire too. Still,
I mean,
right?
it's as simple as that. I mean, if you're not watching and reading, I mean,
imagine not reading in 2021.
Just like imagine being you. I don't get it. It couldn't be me. I don't know.
I actually think Wano's gonna end by the end of the year, though.
It might.
Just like how it's going, like the way Luffy's talking to Momo, like let's go take back Wano.
This is looking like it's it right here.
Yeah, like I don't know. This is the third time versus Kaido. It's looking like usually it's 3 times as well.
Is this good? Yeah, this is it. What is this, our second or third year Wano?
Second, right?
Second, yeah.
Or maybe it's been 2 years and this is the third now.
Yeah, it is the third year.
It's around the third, yeah. God,
yeah,
we've been here for a while. All right.
I heard someone say My Hero Academia.
We're about to get started. We're just waiting for you because I know you're waiting to talk about it.
Yeah, I put my food in the microwave and then I was like, I feel my senses tingling. So yes, sorry, did I cut anyone off?
Oh no,
You're good.
Okay, so I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because it's like the biggest complaint I had about My Hero Academia, which is that Deku went from being friends with the entire class to just hanging out with Bakugo and like the half one. And I was like, I can't remember his name right now. He doesn't have a personality. And I was just so annoyed that going into Endeavor's Pass turned into this weird Harry Potter mood where he has 2 best friends and it's like neither of those guys are his best friends. So like, spoiler alert, I am glad that Bakugo apologized for being a massive dickhead and bully when they were kids. And like up to the current chapter of, was it 324? Yeah, 324. It's like, it's really made the much needed progress that they should have done like 70 chapters ago. Like, because this whole time, why was Deku alone? Like, there's never a time in My Hero Academia where he wasn't loved by multiple people. So I'm just like,
I have to disagree.
Go for
All right,
it.
why do you disagree?
Not disagree, but it's just like I feel like that it was a needed character building for him. Just like All Might had to go through his thing. I feel like Deku had to walk that lone path and then understand and have this reaching out moment and really like deepen that bond and really establish in Deku's head that it doesn't have to be all alone. But he had to see for himself. You know, he had to reach the lowest of low to really understand that. Just like for All Might, like you can't do it all, you know.
I don't
That's
know.
how I was seeing it.
I disagree with your disagreement because it's like, even the way that they could have added his friends in, like they didn't have to all stop him necessarily. They could have tried fighting alongside him. Like, I don't think that there is a reason for him to have to learn how to do it all alone, because we learned when the dude died with the what's his name? Doctor with the glasses. Whatever. When All Might's sidekick died and All Might reflected on how many
Night
times
Eye.
he told
Sorry,
him.
I had to say his name. Night Eye. I sorry, it was
Yeah.
bothering me that I didn't remember.
Yeah, no,
I was like, no, I can't do him like this.
Like, if anything, Miyadori or Deku should have like known from meeting his sidekick and meeting Endeavor and doing the internships that he doesn't need to work alone. Like, at no point would he ever need to work alone. So I don't know why that was necessary.
I disagree with your disagreement to my disagreement. Anyways, look, okay, I'm going to go back again. And I think that I understand. I get that. Deku, you're right. Deku should have understood and known that he's already been told by Night Eye that this is what happened to All Might, and it will happen to you if you continue to do the same thing. But you got to think, Deku is a young, still very naive in this time. And then what happens next? This whole liberation war and this whole giant fight with Shigaraki, where he sees his friends and his fellow heroes get mutilated, murdered, and beat to almost near death, every single one of them. And he's looking at them and he's like, these guys can't keep, like, you know what I'm saying? That's such a trauma shock to such a young kid that, and then he's being told all these things like, you're the most powerful. Like, if you weren't there, like, we would have been lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this and that, like he has to shoulder all of this. Plus all the 9 vestiges telling him all this and that, giving him all these quirks, telling him he's got to do this, that. Like, there's just so much pressure, I think, that he just blanked out in his mind, and he was so like lasered in on the one thing, and that's all for one, that he just couldn't see anything outside those blinders.
Okay, I can say that I can see it working if that whole journey was a bit of like a prolonged panic attack.
Yes. That's how I see it, at least. I feel like he was just so panicked and so rushed that like he had no other coping mechanism besides like, I need to get this done as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now you're good. I kind of get where both of you guys are coming from. I kind of am siding a little towards no. That's how I looked at it too, because I mean, where the anime is, it's nowhere near where the manga is. So everybody listening, just give you guys a heads up. You guys got a lot of reading to do.
Mm.
But I mean, imagine being in high school and a whole liberation war just happens, and you see, like Noah said, like all of like your comrades, everyone that like you've looked up to. Because I mean, one thing about Deku, he knows every single hero. He remember in the beginning of the series, he had his little notebook jotting down every little fact of every little hero. So picture yourself seeing all of that, all of those heroes you looked up to just getting annihilated and wiped out. I honestly really like the direction of the war, because I know a lot of people were upset because they were like, they should have prevailed. But I was just like, no, like the series needs to get dark. It was very like too much light for me. Like I knew something had to happen. And like these past 3 chapters now, it's to the point where you guys are seeing like the civilians all be like, why is this guy here? Like we don't want him here. It's sort of like, you know what I mean? Like I'm getting those Naruto as a kid vibes a little bit from here, where it's like he's a 9-tailed demon fox. We don't like him, you know? So, and I think that's something that, again, like Noah said, like Deku needs to experience rock bottom for him to really rise above and become the true new number 1 hero, which was also, they didn't say that word for word, but I know just in this last chapter, like that was brought up, like the true real heroes going to arise from above from the ashes. So just to be like the middle ground for what both you guys are saying, it's because I get what you're saying too, Cheyenne. It could have been written way earlier. It could have. Like I feel like they kind of babied us in the beginning.
Your points only makes me slide further away from both of you, because it's like Deku reached his rock bottom as a child when he tried to save Bakugo and realized he was literally powerless. And ever since then, he's been training, he's been writing on how to work as a team. The entire school tournament was about how to work as a team, about how he needed Ochako to help him with the whip. It's like every step up until he goes solo showed that he was supposed to become a better leader and that he should rely on other people more. And so I feel like the last 3 chapters were kind of like the author realizing that he was going far left and trying to like redirect traffic.
It's not
I just have to say that was before the war started, though.
Well, listen, I feel like in the sense you guys are both correct, because I feel like there can be new rock bottoms in different parts of a person's life. There could be rock bottoms before their success, and there could be rock bottoms after their success. So I do feel like you're both correct in a way, just at different points of time, if that makes any sense. Now, I will say real quick, these citizens have some nerve. Now, look, I understand, because even if you watch Marvel movies, for example, there was a point, Age of Ultron, for example. I mean, after Age of Ultron, where Tony Stark, for example, had to face some mother who lost her kid because the heroes are reckless. Or look in DC, Superman's reckless, destroys cities while he's fighting people. Dragon Ball, same thing. Goku. You go here. And it seems like Deku's finally having that moment with citizens, because usually he's just been like a hero, and he didn't have to really face the consequences or like worry about like the human population or anything, because honestly, usually in his situations he's dealing with like saving one person. Though this is like really his first time dealing with a large amount of people. These citizens have some nerve to drop like, you should keep us safe. What do you do? Like, what are you doing? Like, go away, bro. Like, I don't know. That bothered me, but it's actually very real, and I think it was very necessary. Now, the most recent chapter, because I just caught up, I don't like how it's a little bit full of a lot of like flashbacks and retellings of things while Uraraka is doing her speech and everything. I didn't like all the flashbacks and stuff. Well, listen, I understand why, but it's the equivalent of like, all right,
I couldn't even read the flashbacks. There were so many tears going down my eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like it feels like I'm watching an anime, and then like they're in the middle of a scene, and then they just cut back to like a previous speech. Like I don't need to read that. Like every single panel, like it felt like filler in the manga. Like there's not filler in manga, bro. Like come on.
What was Toga doing there? What was the one panel of Toga? That was the confusing part. I'll give you that. I don't know what Toga was doing for that one panel. Like why was she scared? Why was she think? I don't know. Why was she thinking of Toga in that moment?
Look at this.
Toga showed up in the crowd. Honestly, I thought she was like there about to start killing people. I was so
real quick. Like just trying to get in trouble. Look at like there's all these panels of flashbacks. Like
I think they're trying to build to like. I think they're trying to build to like everyone's redeemable, and that's why they showed Toga, which once again, author is overcorrecting, trying to give us more random backstory when you had so many chapters to do it. And I'm just like,
I do agree with that portion. I do agree with that portion of your argument. Like I do think it's correcting an error. So like we saw Kishimoto used to do this with Naruto all the time. Like, oh shoot, I messed up at this point. Let me try to right my wrongs doing X. Like like it's I'm seeing flashes of it, but it's not as bad. So I don't have a big of an issue with it as you, but I also understand your train of thought because I have experience. Go ahead, Noah. But
No. I want you to finish. So I just wanted afterwards. So I was
no,
talking
yeah,
to
you're good.
myself.
I'm just like I do understand both sides to a small degree. I feel like you and Noah can both be right with moderation if that makes any sense. But go ahead,
I
Noah.
mean, it's our opinions. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to be like,
We're just chopping it up, you know.
you're
obviously,
wrong, Your
yeah,
Honor.
But I will say, look, I agree with the flashbacks, but I can't sit here and lie to you and tell you this chapter wasn't amazing. I really can't. I really can't sit here and lie to you. I think
Yeah.
it was amazing. I think it encompasses, like Cheyenne. I think on the point of Cheyenne saying of teamwork, I think it encompasses beautifully what this series is going to lead back to. And I think like Ochako's speech to the whole like masses of ungrateful people, I think that was amazing. I think it just really like I think it put in words like what the series is about, like who's helping the heroes and like what like has led to this moment. Like yes, it's all on heroes, but society has to also understand there has to be that back and forth. It can't be like a one-sided street, like heroes always have to save, you know what I mean? Like, and that was what the problem with the My Hero Society was. Like, people were so blinded by, oh, heroes are always saving like this and that, like there's never going to be a bad day until the bad days come back, you know what I mean? Then like people forget about like what these heroes really go through to like make sure they're safe every day. And then I mean, my favorite part, I mean, I don't get why I get like he saved the furry like bunny girl, like whatever. Like I get her running, like whatever, she saved her, but why is she running up? Like Coda, I get Coda should be running up to this bull. Like this is like his father at this point. Like Coda and Deku, like this is father son shit right here. You know what I mean? But what is it? Like I get her consideration, but like you know what I mean? Who is this girl? Who's this lady? Anyway, she was nice. I thought the chapter was amazing. I was crying. It was a really good chapter. I think One Piece is, I said One Piece. I think My Hero is like transitioning back into the like not lighter side, but like we're gonna start seeing everybody really step up, like and then show what they got.
Literally, the way they ended the chapter said that this is the story of how we begin to raise heroes. Like it's the transition into the next phase of the story. So yeah, definitely makes sense.
See, okay, the things that bothered me is not the things that bother you, Noah. Like, first of all, can a person not want to offer compassion to a fallen soldier? Okay. Second of all, these civilians aren't shit. All right. Y'all gathered outside. You're being easy targets to protest a hero staying at his own school.
Yeah.
Like, really go wash some dishes.
Like, wouldn't you want to take cover away from all that?
Yeah. Like request a new station. Like go do the bed sheets. What are you doing? Like, stop complaining. And then one dude, the loudest one of the bunch, is like, you want us to get muddy?
Like I'm not shocked that there's a lot of villains in that world, honestly.
Like, bitch, are you an undercover villain? What are you doing? Are you trying to turn everyone against Deku? I would have security escort his ass out. And I hated that Ochaka was the only one defending him. Like, I get the whole crush thing, but his entire class, like at least 5 of these motherfuckers, should have found a bullhorn to yell at the citizens through. Like, why was she the only one defending him?
The teachers, they're literally the guy who has the quirk to speak loud. He literally could just tell her shut up. Like he just said, "Oh no!" Like why didn't you the principal? He's right there. Like
y'all gonna let her shoulder the entire burden after not showing her for over 100 chapters?
Yeah, it was a mess.
Like, where's Iad or whatever his name is, Mr. Power Justice Soldier? Like,
what? Why don't you like Ida? What's wrong with Ida?
I'm just saying, like, of all times for him to be quiet, is this now? He's gonna be quiet now. He's talking shit every day, telling people when to sleep, when to sit down, when to like listen to the teacher. And then when Deku's literally being shit on by hundreds of civilians, that's when he's like, "Oh, she got the mic."
It was just
when you think about it, she's the only one. I mean, I guess she's not the only one that could get up that high, but you know, There's only a select few that can get up that
Don't
high.
make
that
me
quick,
show my
so
feet. He had the boosters.
That's true. I mean, he can get there with the feet. He probably breaks some windows though.
Absolutely. I mean, but like, come on, what are you
They
gonna do
deserve
at that
it.
point?
But
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, civilians.
Yeah,
Civilians
Cheyenne,
are
when
gonna
you
be
put it
civilians.
that way.
That's just like how it goes.
Yeah,
Just
Cheyenne,
gotta
when
be-
you put it that way, it does. I mean, there should have been more people speaking out.
Oh, dude, right.
I was really focused on like her message. Like I thought her message was great, but now really thinking about it, like damn, like like Isaiah, you said like the one dude that's like his main thing is to be an
Literally
announcer.
screams.
He screams.
Yeah.
Yeah, President
Absolutely
Mike. That's good. President Mike's silent.
I know.
What are
He's
y'all
supposed
doing, bro?
I know he was yelling during the tournament. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
They
silent.
literally
now.
have a panel of him saying, "Oh no!" Like, why? We're like, what?
Yeah,
You're not fighting.
Genus let out what, like 2 sentences. It was my idea. Slink to the background. Like, people trust you. You're the number 3 hero.
They suck.
Hey, I know that just shows you again how just messed up the whole system is. Even the heroes part.
Any closing remarks about My Hero before we move into Black Clover?
Ryan, do you have any takeaways or?
I'm
just
anime
enjoying-
only for My Hero.
Oh,
I see.
I know a lot of things going on though, so there's no spoilers. So
Oh,
okay.
good.
Oh dang! You should have spoke up, man.
no, I'm good. I
I
guess
feel
we'll all the
bad.
time.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, we
I
just
feel
talked
so
about
bad,
it.
Ryan.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
knew pretty much everything. It's okay.
Oh, okay, we get that. All right, I don't feel that anymore. Shout out Joe. All right,
Yeah, that's
so
good, yeah.
now we're gonna move into Black Clover. This is the last one we're gonna talk about for real.
Oh.
You
I'm
want
gonna go
to
get my pasta.
Oh no, you're good. What's going on in Black Clover, Noah?
What's going on in Black Clover? Everything's
Yeah.
going on. What isn't going on in Black Clover? I mean, what can't we talk about with this amazing series? I mean, if we're going to talk about the most recent chapters, I think Nozell has solidified himself in top like
Top
2
5.
characters of
Top
this
2.
series. Like
Damn.
Agreed.
I think he might be at this point the best written character in the whole entire series. I think he's
Wow.
amazing. The development that he's gone through. I mean, like, everybody's going through great development, but like the shoulder of a burden, I feel like it was such an amazing like redemption in such like for Nozell and such a building moment for Nozell and Noel and like the whole Silva family and like just in general like it was amazing. I mean, Black Clover is amazing. Like it was just so good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just like as I was listening to what you said, no, like I mean, there's so much to talk about that I just think we should have a way to organize everything. It's just to like break everything down.
Yeah.
So we can start with Nozell. Honestly, when I was reading these past couple chapters, obviously I'm not going to compare them as like the same like way, but I do see some similarities. I see Nozell as sort of like the Itachi a little bit esque, Itachi was with Sasuke, where it's like I'm going to like really like I'm gonna emotion. Well,
Play
Nozell,
the bad guy. You just gotta play the
Noel.
bad guy.
You know what I mean? Like you're playing the bad guy, and the reason why you're playing the bad guy is because you've seen like so much evil, you know what I mean, that you're trying to protect and not trying to put your younger sibling through that. So I see some similarities there. That was one of the things as I was reading Nozell and his development from being the bad guy to realizing like, damn, like my sister is strong as hell and I was completely wrong for doing that. And then he also realized at the end of the chapter, we need to save Yami because without Yami, Noelle would not have been where she was. So Nozell's, I think, a great starting point where we can talk about. I know, Ryan, if you have any opinion, Cheyenne, Isaiah as well. How do you guys feel about Nozell? And even Noah, too, if you have more to add.
He's a great character. I was actually talking to Isaiah about it even before this chapter, like 2 days ago. I was saying like hot take, but I think he's a top 5 character. And he's proving time and time again, I think, that he is.
I mean, I've always said that Nozell was a good character from the moment that you learned that he already knew about the burden that his mom had with Noelle and all this stuff, and you find out that he actually liked her, and he wasn't just like this huge douche. So like I've always liked Nozell since then, but he definitely, obviously, like you guys have all said, he solidified himself as a top tier character. this time around. I enjoyed him. I enjoy his fights. I just enjoy him. I wouldn't mind. See the we need a new Wizard King before Asta and all that. I wouldn't mind the conversation's still there for Vergolion, obviously, but I wouldn't mind Nozel either, and that's in the that spot. So both of those characters, Vergolion, Nozel specifically, outside of the Black Bulls, I've always enjoyed them. And this chapter, these last two chapters, didn't prove any different. So,
I mean, I like him in in the same way I like reincarnation manga. I like the nobility of it all, where it's like, I can't do this because of my family. So I like him from that perspective. Honestly, I'm not super caught up, so I cannot comment on his recent developments.
You're good.
I see. I think the coolest thing he did, I think one of the cooler things too, was literally ripping Megicula to pieces by putting his mercury inside her body. I thought that was insane. First of all, yeah, that was like some like that's the first time he's shown us like some danger. Like that's dangerous right there. Like we've seen some like dangerous attacks from people, but like that's like some dark stuff right there.
Yeah.
No, because Chad, to your point, no, like he was mainly defensive, like
from what we've seen to start, yeah.
And we just saw him. Oh, damn! You could put mercury in people's blood.
He's over here manipulating. Yeah, that was insane. And then Tabata giving us a nice treat at the end too, with like their mom, like their mom's soul coming out. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That was just great.
What a cap to an amazing ending of the chapter. I mean.
In the most recent one, I thought it was cool to see him even comment about like, gosh, she's really getting strong and stuff. It's just, I like to see their bond is a lot better now that it's healthy and not toxic. It's fun to watch. It's like, it reminds me a little bit of if you read Bleach. I don't want to spoil Ryan, but it reminds me of a certain sibling relationship. So yeah, it was cool. But there you go. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, obviously, I was also thinking if you guys have any more points of Nozel, feel free to speak. But I was also wanted to talk about now that the other Dark Triad members out, how do you feel about her role as well? I always have trouble saying her name. So
Megicula.
Yeah, I always stutter when I say it. So I'm not
weird. Yeah, it is a weird name.
So I just want to know, how did you guys feel about her? Like, I know I like her a lot better than Dante.
Yep,
by far. But how did you feel about her?
Let me say real quick, and then no can go. The demons honestly remind me of the Espada a little bit from Bleach. The way that they're like, I don't know, just their aesthetic and everything is very Espada like memorable to me. Like it's fine, but that's just a little side comment. But go ahead, no, I'm sorry about that.
No, don't even. I thought she was good. I thought their fight. I thought the fight was amazing. It boosted Noelle leaps and bounds. Nozel, like everybody who was a part of that fight, was great. Now, is she dead? Yes, no, probably because her heart got cut. I think so I would say she's dead. I don't know about Dante though. Is Lucifero dead? I don't think Lucifero is dead. So. I think Lucifero just went back to the underworld. I think he's not done yet. At least to me.
Dante has always felt like he had like an important role within this arc at least. So I feel like we're not done with him yet.
Dante might. I don't know. We'll see. I guess, but. I thought Megicula was. I thought she was good. She was dangerous. She was beating the hell out of Charlotte and Rill for a while, and Noelle. She was really handling everybody. Like to be honest. And then things happen. God just shows up. Luck shows up. Asta shows up. Like things happen, and
I will say
everybody surpasses their limits. That's just how it goes, big Black Clover vibes.
With the Dante thing, I do notice, minus like certain situations, that I don't see many deaths, just like One Piece. I don't see many deaths in the show, so that's why I'm very like, is he really done? But I also will say how funny is it Now we spoke about this a couple weeks ago. Lola Pecha, the fact that she does not know how to control her magic.
Mhm.
All of us came back to bite them in the ass again. I'm just
Right.
saying, if Mimosa wasn't there,
Yeah.
W for Mimosa, because if it wasn't there, some people would have died. I'm just saying. I forget who was fighting against it. I totally forget who, but it might have been
Oh,
Cheyenne.
I think it
But
was me.
oh, it might have been you. But I'm telling, I
It was me.
knew
It was 100%
that
me.
Lola Pecha magic situation. I was like, it's gonna
It
come
wasn't
back.
out of control. She just said it was the wounds were too deep
She
for her
wanted
to
to
heal.
heal him. She wanted
Yeah,
to
she
heal him,
couldn't.
bro.
She couldn't. She said, "My
Yeah.
magic, it can't heal these wounds."
Imagine if Mimosa wasn't there, the history we
would've
would be
died.
in right
That's
now.
what Mimosa's for.
All
She's
would have
supposed to,
checked,
she's
bro.
supposed to be the all powerful healer in the series. That's her thing. Except for the Witch Queen, though. I don't know if she can fuck with the Witch Queen. But maybe at this point, though. Maybe at this point she can, though. Honestly.
Yeah,
Let's see, though.
I'm actually surprised. It feels like Leopold and Mimosa specifically, and I mean obviously the are the ones that are non-captains and outside of the Black Bulls who constantly were getting like development with power wise as well.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know how relevant Mimosa was going to be outside of like anything with Yuna, but like I like the what is it called, Flower Princess Dreamland. I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty dope.
and there's definitely something extra to that because Notch raised an eyebrow to that, and Notch Devil's like, what? Maybe this is like an anti-devil like healing, like you never know. So we'll see. We'll see what comes more from Mimosa. I definitely think she's got more to show for sure.
She's
Definitely some
kinda-
offensive powers to show.
Yeah, she's kind of the most insane healer I think we've seen in the series.
Yeah.
Anytime they need a healer, they're like, "Hey, Mimosa, you come here." Even though you weren't here like a second ago, you're here now.
Yeah, exactly.
I was always saying, I mean, I'm assuming Asa doesn't jump from like where he's at now to like, Wizard King at some point. Like, I'm assuming at some point we're going to get either or Asta as like captains or whatever.
Yep.
I was looking at like, who would be sitting next to him. Honestly, I don't think Luck's interested in being like.
No.
The Black Bulls in general are tough because I'm a lot of them could be captains, but only then other than like maybe Asta, who and Noel, who obviously I think is going to be the new Silver Eagles at some point. I was always looking at like to be a captain. I was looking at Leopold. Mimosa, honestly, I could see being a captain at some point. I think it would be very interesting. And then I mean, for gag picks, they're going to pick like the haha guy or like freaking yeah.
That'd be
the
so horrible.
Seke to the praying mantis captain.
He's the new
like
Clover.
He's kind of like the Buggy of Black Clover. He fails his way up, doesn't he?
He is, he's not funny, but he's kind of funny. I don't know.
He's annoying.
He just fails his way up.
You think Yuno's gonna stay? You think Yuno's staying?
I think it would be a disservice to the show for to not at least be a captain at some point.
He might be after this arc, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was about to say William might be over for William at this point.
Yeah. I mean, if not, maybe Longress is going to try to like redeem himself here, and maybe he can be there. But like, I don't want to see.
I think Longress will come back as vice captain.
Yeah, I think I think after this fight with Yuno and Zenon, I think he'll be like, all right, I'm cool with working under this bull. Like he's like, all right, I get it.
Yeah,
I can't fight this guy anyways.
And then Rose just going to be that young guy. I've noticed every show that does like this captain structure, there's always one super young guy that's just there from the beginning. Like we're seeing Momonosuke is going to be showing. We're going to see Ice Dude, whatever his freaking Hitsugaya in Bleach. Even in Naruto, Shikamaru. So I mean, Rose always going to be there. He's always going to be a captain. But I'm getting off topic. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about potential captains real quick. But
nah, it's all good, man. I wanted to talk about Gaja. How do you guys feel about him?
I think he's a great character. I do. I think that it came a little out of nowhere, but during the fight, I think we really got to see a lot about what he thinks, what his ideals are, and what he'll do for his kingdom. And I think he has a lot more spirit and heart than a lot of these characters have. Mm-hmm. And I think he showed one of the best chapters in Black Clover history.
Yep, I agree. I feel like he comes off as like a real relaxed character that doesn't have too much passion or drive. Like kind of when we meet him and he's introduced and like he seems like more calm. But when we get down to the like thicker of his like character, like he's a very passionate and driven person. Like you said, he'll do anything for Lord Pachika and the kingdom. Like when it comes down to it.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. Like his whole fight was insane, and then obviously in his last chapter when he said "I love you" to her too, like not as
that was great,
and not just as like a prince or a queen, but as like a woman. You know, like that was something that was very great as well from the series.
It's definitely it's effective character building because it's like at some point there's going to be some threat. We don't know if it's going to be something comparable to the demons, elves, or maybe the gnomes or whatever. You know, at some point. But there's going to be at some point. There's going to be a huge threat that all these people that's like world threatening, and you know we're going to have Gaja and Pekka from the Spade King. I mean, this is Spade Kingdom, right?
Heart Kingdom.
You're going to have Mars and Fauna, Diamond Kingdom. Like, you know, at some point they're going to need that representative from each thing, you know. And I think Gaja and Mars are going to be like the two big people next to the Asta, you know, eventually, you know, when he goes to the other kingdom. So like, I think that's going to be like our big four lineup for whatever happens down the line. Like, you know, but yeah, I like Gaja. He's cool.
And I think that a lot of people, when they look at Black Clover, they're like, okay, I think it's ending soon. This has happened in the Elf arc. It's happening now. But like, you got to look at something. We have all these kingdoms, but we know that Yami's from a completely different continent. There is way more out there that we haven't seen, and we don't know what's going to come.
And Asta, there's no way Asta's going to learn.
Exactly.
Like, Asta needs to learn how to use the katana, obviously. So and we don't know the direction that Yami's life is going in at this point in the series, or this point right now that we're at. So someone's going to have to teach this man how to use this katana one way or another.
And just to speak on, there's so many races we haven't seen yet. Licht is still out there. Oh my god, I still forgot about him.
I mean, devils introduced, angels. There's deities, there's spirits. Like there's so many different.
With the magic theme, there's just so much you can do. They're going to be around for a while.
And the main thing was to defeat like the entire demon world.
Yeah.
Like in the structure of picking on the little guy.
We literally still need. I'm fully expecting a time skip at some point. We're all adults.
Again.
Like that's definitely going to. I mean, this time skip was just a couple months.
That's
like,
true.
I'm talking like years.
Like
a
year or two. Then maybe we'll see Captain. Maybe.
Yeah.
Endor, Wizard King. Nah, definitely not Wizard King. Captain, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, they're cap. I mean, Asta's Wizard King level right now, anyways. Though, let's talk about it.
Oh my god,
let's talk about it.
Not yet.
He might be
think he's Wizard King level?
No,
yeah. Who's strong? Who's really stronger than him? Like
Julius.
Besides Julius, that's why he got.
You don't think Yami's stronger than him?
I think Yami and Noct.
I don't think. Noct.
I think the thing is,
Noct
knows how to control. Noct knows how to control his forms, though. Until Asta learns how to control his forms, I think Noct is a little stronger.
But Notch even acknowledged when Asta didn't even know how to use it. Asta unionized for a second, and Notch was like, "If he would have hit me with that, I would have died." He knew that if Asta would have hit him with the slash, it would have been over. Like, and if Asta knows how to use that now, like, even if it's only for a certain amount of time, just like with normal Black, like he was still taking down enemies that were, you know what I'm saying, way above the level of the other candidates like his age. I don't know. I'm just saying he's broken. Like I get Yami is Yami, but Asta is broken. Like I don't think Yami would clap Asta. I think yes, but like no at the same time.
Here's my thing with that. So if we get another Lick type person in here, you remember Lick versus William, right? Like what is Asta? Is Asta ready to protect people the way William was ready to do that? Because there was a lot.
Wait, you talking about the Julius versus
like something like that?
Yes. Asta's ready for
that.
Does he have the means to do that? Though?
Asta's ready for that 1-on-1, 100%.
I don't know, man.
He's gonna try to save the world like Naruto.
He cut the Supreme Demon in half with one slice.
I think mad people gonna be dead though, bro.
With
That's
one
the good,
slice,
bro.
he cut
They
the
could do the
giant
light
ancient
sword,
demon in
the
half with
light
one slice.
sword.
Saved the whole kingdom already. He already did it.
Listen.
He
If they do
already
something like
did
the
it.
light swords, bro, like I still think that there's something in that not in his grimoire yet. Like there needs to be some OP.
But I think he could do some. I think he can do some shit like that.
He
Honestly.
can. I just don't think he's
man is
there
known.
yet.
I think he has
He's
like the
not there
blackout
yet.
zone. Honestly, he
I
got
think
it.
he's going to get there.
Wait, he did that. Wait. When he flew past Julius and destroyed the ancient demon that was about to destroy the kingdom, he shut off Julius's magic and everybody's magic in the area when he flew by.
Bro, I think Asta needs
He
some
literally
type
turned
of,
off everybody's magic with his big ass sword flying through the sky.
I'm just saying,
You know?
the thing with these captains, right? They all have like the KO move, right?
Mhm.
Asta's thing is that he goes into his demon form and then he just like Deku, he just hits you as hard as you can. I think Asta needs that move, like for example, Yami has literally a move that slices dimensions. Like I think
Asta has Black Slash.
I'm just
Black
saying,
Meteorite.
listen,
He
I'm
got Black
talking.
Hurricane.
These are great. Look, if this was Smash Brothers, these are just his side specials. Cool. I'm talking the ultimate Smash. He needs the ultimate move, and he hasn't got it yet. He needs that one move that puts him over everybody. And you're like, whoa, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he needs that one thing. These are all special moves. These aren't final KO, like your final trump card is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I will say I definitely think he's due. I definitely think he needs a big move like that. But when he did slice that ancient demon in half, that was
That looked like an ultimate move.
That's not talked about enough.
No.
And I mean, I will say because since we're talking about Asta, I think it's great to bring this up. I honestly think out of all the new MC characters, out of like all the new anime. So I'm talking about like My Hero, Black Clover, even Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
Asta's the strongest in my opinion.
easily.
Yes.
Okay.
Easily. Like,
Yeah,
not even close.
especially with his new
Yeah.
form and everything. Because I know that's another topic people have been debating about. Like, where would you rank all of these?
His form is boring though. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
It's like clear cut, but that's like Asta though. Asta is like clear cut. You know what I'm saying? He's like
It's straightforward,
guy.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
It
even
still looks cool. I wouldn't say it doesn't look cool, but it's definitely not the coolest.
I mean, putting powers aside, like he's definitely like the most entertaining to like follow. Like I don't.
Oh yeah, I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Now to wrap up Black Clover, I have one more question. So obviously, right now, 2 of the 3 Dark Triad are defeated. Well, that we know of. Do you think that Yami they're going to be able to save them, or do you think? Because I have a gut feeling that I think one of the demons might possess. You know what I mean? I just have this gut feeling. I want just hear me out. I have a gut feeling that they defeat the 3 Dark Triads, but I think some other demon comes in and like is inside Yami, and there's another one inside William. And then I just have this. It's either 2 ways. I think either they save them, and like that's the end of like that arc, and then there's like a break or whatever. But like I just don't see like what direction can they go after they save these 2. You know, I mean, I know we talked about all the other different things, but it's like there has to be like a catch. Like, does William die or does Yami survive, or is it Yami dies and William survives? You know what I mean? Like,
first of all, has Zeno taken anyone down yet?
Well, he's about
to. William.
So once he gets his thing, I mean, if you look at the elf arc, the way I think Tabata is his name, the way that they've done this so far, the elf arc, you think it's the elves, and then literally it's the demon. So there has to be some catch at the end of this. Like, there's someone else is either going to pop in and try to get involved, or someone's really pulling the strings, and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect this. So there's someone's coming.
And you think it's not like a direct pulling of someone, like everything has consequences. I'm sure bringing that many people back to life will unearth something, or someone will be attached to one of their souls.
All we know, they get sucked in some demon realm or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot they can do.
So I was just wondering, like, where do you guys think it? Do you think they'll save Yami and them?
Oh, absolutely.
For me, I feel like when I think about it, like, has Asta gone through enough? Like, has Asta had enough
like mental trauma. Like, does Yami need to die? Like, it's kind of something you need to think about. Like, for Asa to keep progressing, does Yami realistically need to die? Like, does he need to die here? And will right now be the time for Yami to die? I don't know. It could be. It couldn't be. You know, it's such a hard like question to answer. Like, no, of course you don't want Yami to die right now because Asa still, I feel, has so much to learn from Yami, like in a sense. But at the same time, like, can they keep winning in this arc so valiantly? Like, I don't think anybody's really like who's taken an L so far yet. Like,
I hate
people are
that.
getting hurt, but like, have we really lost? I mean, besides Yami and William, like, but have we really like, as far as his fights have gone so far, like, everything's going really, really great so far.
Yeah,
like give or take. I mean, people, you know what I'm saying? Give or take, people are
It's
still getting
giving me
but...
like heavy Dumbledore vibes. Like someone's got to go, and
That's
then
what I'm saying.
also,
Somebody's got to go. I feel like somebody. I don't know, but I don't want it to happen. But I don't know. We'll see.
Classic shonen tropes. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Mine
you
is Bleach. So it's like what? Naruto lost Jiraiya. Luffy lost Ace. Everybody loses someone. I thought at one point I was like, all right, Julius is going to be that person, but Julius is alive, so you know they're not going to kill a kid. So at this point, I'm assuming William. Vengeance. William. He's going to go down for Yuno's sake, and then I've always known that Yami's going to die at some point. It's more so about when than
you don't want to see it.
Because look, just like now technically,
Ryan, what's going on over there?
I'm having an existential crisis. Is what's happening.
He's really starting to think about it's gotta happen.
Oh, let me go after you. You go first.
There is a way to save this. If they take the Might Guy or All Might route, and then they just cripple him or something, he can't fight for the rest of his life. That is an option. That's an option. But I do think that every MC usually goes through some sort of death. Even you know what? I'm gonna take back Bleach because you know his mom. Every MC goes through some sort of death.
No,
I thought sorry.
He's gonna die. They're gonna die, in my opinion.
Maybe he'll be like Charles at Xavier, like in a wheelchair but still powerful.
Oh,
I wanted to give Ryan some faith. I mean, this might be a shot in the dark, but I the only thing that I'm thinking about is if say Yami lives, and we do have to visit Yami's country, obviously, but Yami has no sword, and I'm pretty sure that I don't know if they can recreate the katana in the wizard, like in the Clover Kingdom or not. So maybe Yami has to go back and get a sword. Like that's how I'm shooting in the dark here, but like maybe that would be a worthy venture. I mean, for a sword, I mean that's something Yami would do. He'd be like, "Fuck it, I need a new sword. Like, let's go and venture to this random country that I used to live in." I don't know.
I've thought a lot in the past 5 minutes, and first I was thinking like, yeah, Yami has to die. I think he does need to die. But now I'm thinking like, is it too soon? Because like when I look at Black Clover, I'm looking at like the timeline of this manga, and I feel like it still has a lot to go. And just losing Yami at this point, Yami is such a big character. I don't know if people will really like it if Yami is dying in like the first half of the series.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, now that I think about it, most series don't time skip unless like some extra, some internal like conflict goes on.
It was time skip and then Jiraiya death.
Yeah, like it forces them to chart. Like there has to be something that happens for Asa to be like, I'm not strong enough. So there has to be some situation where he's just not strong enough, and he realizes it. And you know, I just don't know what that's gonna be. He might just get his ass whooped, and then then we time skip. Who knows? Like something's gonna happen. I don't know.
True. I mean, that's all I had. But you guys have anything else?
I'm praying for
I have one thing. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the unseen MVP of the fight, Rill, for keeping everyone up.
Yes. That's true.
Facts.
Real most slept on captain. I mean, this man's showing healing abilities. He's copying magic and like doubling its power. Like he's insane.
Gosh is dead if it's not for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What? There's no I love you without Real.
True.
He's just annoying.
I think he's kind of funny. I think he's like the Peter Parker of the event of like what I'm saying. He's like Peter Parker to the Avengers, like what I'm saying, he's there, he's funny, he's a young kid, like he doesn't get it, but he gets it at the same time.
No, I gotcha. Okay, I think that's it, y'all. So that was our little conversation about One Piece, My Hero, and Black Clover. So I mean, that was a fun little time. No tier list. I enjoy the conversation. We haven't had that in a while. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, everyone, thank you for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, check us out on all social media. Here's all of our ads and everything. Every sub, follow, and all that fun stuff is needed. And thank you. All of our ads are also in the YouTube description. And if you haven't already, we are posting all podcasts on obviously the Anime Club feed. I'm deciding if I want to put it on the Silent Podcast feed or not. We'll think about it, but everything else is on Silent Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that fun stuff. So you can check us out there. Josh, thanks for hanging out. Where can people find you?
Yep, so you guys can follow me right below my Twitch at swoop_RD_. I play Pokemon, I play other games and stuff. I do podcasts. I'm starting a brand new podcast next week, September 5th. It's going to be about astrology and spirituality. So I'm looking for, since we are in Virgo season, I'm looking for Virgos to interview, talk about.
Hey, that's me.
All right, hey, no, I guess I got to record one.
My
So.
birthday's in 2 weeks.
Oh man, so yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start doing, and we're gonna have some fun.
All right, and me and Josh are gonna eventually update since there's a whole Pokemon thing just happened. We're gonna have to talk about some more Pokemon at some point, Josh. But
Of course.
there you go. Noah, where can people find you?
Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, soft no with zeros for the no part.
All right, Cheyenne, where can people find you?
Hey y'all, it's Cheyenne, as in the capital of Wyoming. New, as in I knew things. You can catch me on YouTube and Instagram.
All right, Ryan, where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter and YouTube, Platt D Ryan. I upload One Piece and Black Clover videos, also some manga hauls sometimes. So yeah, that's it.
All right, and like usual, find me at 8 Ball Bangers, talking about reality television, anime, and anything else that gets on my nerves. I'm trying to avoid talking about sports. But there you go. We will see you guys next time. I will be on vacation next week, so if you guys want to do this without me, we'll talk about that. But I will not be here. We'll see though. But until next time, we will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.